Hello everyone, I'm back in Kerbal Space Program with an advanced ship in Sol system to try to get it over to Saturn, though there will be problems with that. There's an antimatter catalyzed microfission engine from far future, and recently I nerfed the far future engines to make them more realistic. This one currently has a thermal efficiency of 97%, which is still pretty high, but at least it is within the physically feasible range of things, and because of that thermal efficiency we need all those radiators you see. Those are my parts. The tanks are from KSP Interstellar, and then the engine is from Far Future by Nertea. The way the engine was nerfed was by increasing the amount of radiator capacity it needed in order to work, and also reducing its thrust. I also tweak scaled the engine down a bit so it didn't need quite so much radiator, which is why it only produces about 3.5 kilonewtons, and why we had to cycle out as if this was an ion engine and our burns are taking a long period of time. You can take a look at the bottom of the screen. There's a node burn time, 83 days. That's how long it takes to do this 125,000 meters per second. Now that's a lot, right? 125,000 meters per second, but that's the point of these far future engines. We should be able to get to other planets quicker. The burns take longer, and we have to be able to burn during time warp using Pekka's warp thrust mod. But even though it's taking 85 days to do the burn, basically we're going to try and do a burn towards the target for the first half, and then, slow down for the second half. But the question is whether we have enough time, how long all this stuff takes, and it's impossible to plot that properly in Kerbal Space Program. I am looking into the trajectory optimization tool, KSP-TOT, to see if that works out. But here I'm just sort of winging it. And so we do the burn towards the target for about halfway, and then slow down, but it's not quite on time. So here you can see I'm trying to slow down as we approach Saturn. There is, that little dot is in fact Saturn, but we're going too fast is basically the sum total of it. We enter the SOI. Normally the time you spend in Saturn SOI is very long, but since we're going so fast towards Saturn, we don't have that much time in the sphere of influence, and we still need about 17 days to kill off about 34,000 meters per second. Even then, it's not going to be enough to actually capture around Saturn, so we've sort of missed. And I was aiming to get to Saturn in 180 days. That's why we were going so fast. And we got to this point in 154 days. That's good, but maybe I should have cut it down a little bit. 180 days was a good estimate, and if I had stuck to that, we probably would have been able to make it. So just a little bit too fast, but fortunately there was a plan B. I had noticed while plotting for Saturn that there was a Neptune opportunity too, and so I took a left turn at Saturn. We're doing a left turn at Saturn here and trying to hit Neptune. So it is quite literal. We are turning the orbit left, though. In reality, instead of it being a sharp turn the way Kerbal Space Program is depicting it, it would be still a curve because we can't do the burn instantaneously. We are not doing it instantaneously at all. We're taking quite a long time to do this burn, so it ends up being a curve, and I need something to plot such a curve, but I don't have that thing. Maybe trajectory optimization tool will work. I'll have to see. I had tried trajectory optimization too a long time ago. I'm talking about like a decade or something. Whenever it was out early on, I tried it, and it didn't have the features it probably does now. And, it runs on MATLAB. It's a slightly complicated thing. So, yeah, I'll have to see whether that works out. We can't use Principia. Principia can also do non-instantaneous maneuvers, but Principia doesn't work with the warp thrust mod. So I can't do the burns during time warp with Principia because Principia is also readjusting the orbit at the same time that the warp thrust mod is trying to do that. And so they conflict with each other, basically, is what I found. Anyway, here we are approaching Neptune. And we have, 99,000 meters per second left. We started off with more than 300,000, so we have a lot. And this time we should be able to slow down But again, the ability to estimate when we should start, because, you plot it, but then as you are slowing down, you have more time. You have more time to approach the planet. So you go like, okay, well, our periapsis is in 20 days, so let me start slowing down now. But then as you slow down, your periapsis ends up being 40 days away. And so you slow down too early, that's less efficient because of the way everything works. It's more radial like that. Anyway, here we are approaching Neptune, and I started too late, basically. So we are going to go right past it. But we still have time within the SOI. I mean, it's not great to go past it, but we are still in the SOI, and the escape is in more than 100 days, so we will certainly be able to capture. And there we are. We've captured, but we are now on a crash course with Neptune, so we have to boost up at apoapsis, and that takes just a little bit. Unfortunately, my RCS propellant is just hydrogen and oxygen. So we have depleted that, and I don't have much ability to turn right now. So that is a bit of a rub. This is an antimatter microfission engine. You can see we are carrying the antimatter there. So it's rough that it's having such a tough time getting to Saturn. I mean, or in this case, Neptune. I mean, 180 days to Saturn and less than 2 years to Neptune is nothing to sneeze at, but it's clear it's tougher to use these kinds of ships now. Anyway, with that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.